Hi everyone, I'm Zoe. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a Hatha style yoga class, so grab your mat, a blanket or towel, and 2 blocks or books, and let's get started. Once you are ready, you can join me in a seat on your mat, on a block, or on your blanket. When you land here, you can cross your legs in front of you in a way that's comfortable. And let your hands come down to the tops of your legs. Reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. Roll your shoulders down your back. Come to a nice, tall, comfortable seat. You can let your eyes come closed, or your gaze can soften. It may or may not be comfortable for you, so just see if you can make it a little bit more comfortable or 1% more comfortable. Maybe you slide a blanket or a cushion under your sit bones. Maybe you place some blocks or books under your knees. Maybe there's something else that would make you more comfortable that you could find or do. Once you have, let's take an inhale in together. Fill your lungs from the bottom to the top, and then exhale it out. Sigh it out. Let it all go. Inhale again. Filling your lungs. Maybe you feel your torso start to float up towards the sky like a balloon. And then exhale. Sigh it out. Sink down into the ground. One more time. Inhale. Really make space in your torso, in your spine, in your ribs. And then let everything come down. Great. So while we're here, I invite you to just take a moment and notice how you feel in relation to the concept of gratitude. Just when I say the word gratitude or you think the word gratitude, do any feelings, any sensations, emotions, or thoughts come up for you? Just notice whatever they are without judgment. Gratitude is a powerful force in life, in our bodies, and it can be complicated. Difficult maybe sometimes to tap into, sometimes overflowing. Sometimes it comes at strange, unpredictable times. And sometimes we can be disciplined in bringing ourselves into a thankful space. So just notice what your attitude, your approach, your beliefs around gratitude are. Without judgment or needing to change. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach your fingertips up overhead. Stretch up, reach up. And as you exhale, in your right hand down on the mat, reach your left hand over your ear. Stretch out your fingertips towards the right side of the room. You can slide your bottom hand away or even land your forearm. Inhale here, feel your left side body really get long. Your ribs reach up to the sky. And then as you exhale, come down to the other side. Inhale as you reach your right arm up and over your ear. Exhale, bend down towards the ground. You can crawl this hand away. Maybe come down to your blocks or your forearms. Inhale here. And exhale. And then on your next inhale, come back up towards center. And you can land your arms down to your legs. Good. Inhale here. Sweep your fingertips up and overhead. As you exhale, twist your belly button over to your left knee. Let your arms fall down to your leg, to the mat, maybe behind you or beside you. And you can look out to the left side of the room or over your left shoulder. Inhale as you grow space between the vertebrae of your spine. Exhale as you let them twist over towards the left. Take one more breath here. Really get long as you inhale. And then let yourself twist just a little bit more as you exhale. And then on your next inhale, you can unwind and come down to the other side. So again, just point your belly button in the general direction of your knee and let your arms fall down to your side. And inhale, grow tall through your spine, through your center axis. And exhale, just let your torso spin around your spine like a wheel, like a tire on a wheel, tire on an axle. Take one more breath here. And then inhale, spin back towards middle. And you can land your arms down on your legs. Okay, inhale to get long and tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, pull your belly button in towards your spine a little bit. Maybe clench or engage your core just a little bit. Just turn it on. And then on your next inhale, you can let your belly come down towards the ground. Tilt your chin up towards the sky. Maybe untuck your tailbone if it's underneath you. Look up and breathe in. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone in the other direction. Let your chin come down. Press the back of your heart towards the back of your mat. On your next inhale, rock forward again. Roll your shoulders back. Maybe your shoulder blades come towards each other. Inhale, seated cow. And then exhale, press everything away. Maybe your shoulder blades slide apart. Maybe your nose points down. Seated cat. You can just take a few more rounds. Just at your own pace. And see if you can match up your movements to your breath. So you can let your inhales and exhales just go in and out without forcing. See if you can notice when they come in and when they go out. And try and sync up your movements to that rhythm. One more round. And the next time you're in middle, in the center, you can come back up to a tall seat. Great. From here, you can slide your feet out from under you, maybe in front of you, and separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips so that you have space for your torso to come in between. You can let your hands fall down on your legs, just wherever you reach. Inhale, get tall through your torso, and exhale, start to tip forward between your legs. Let's find a little bit maybe of a pulling action with your hands, just gently guiding your torso down towards the ground. One breath here. You can come back up You stretch your legs out long. You can wiggle out your knees, point your toes up to the sky. Let's get a little movement in the legs. Maybe roll from side to side. Maybe up and down. Good. Maybe point and flex your feet. Let's get a little juice, a little sap into the roots. Great. Let's take a couple more breaths to wiggle around, play around. And then you can come back up towards stillness. Inhale here, get tall. And exhale, fold over your legs. Doesn't have to be far, just until you naturally stop. You can let your hands come down. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath. And then you can come back up to a seat. And then bring your left leg in. Lay it on the ground in front of you. And see if you can land your right leg on top. Maybe your right ankle comes on top of your right knee. Maybe your legs are a little bit wider apart. Maybe you have one in front of the other. Or just find your fire log position that works for you today. Inhale here, get tall. Exhale, fold forward. And again, it doesn't have to be far. And then inhale, come up. As you exhale, twist your belly button over to your right knee, your knee that's on top, and land your hands down. Maybe look out towards the left. And a little bit of a twist in. And then spin back towards middle. You can step your legs apart. Come back to this wide leg position. Inhale, get long through your spine. And then fold from your hips down in between your legs. Good. One more breath here. And then you can let go of your legs, step them back in line with your hips, plant your hands behind you, and press down into your hips, down into your hands. Lift up. Find a little seated table or a backwards table. Maybe we should try cat-cow in this direction. You can if you want to. Okay, exhale. Sink your hips back down. Extend your legs out long. Pull your toes up toward the sky. Inhale, get long to your spine. Exhale, fold forward. One more breath here. If your knees are flat on the ground, just keep a little bend. Keep a little bit of a bend in. You could maybe pull your heel in towards your sit bones. And then inhale, come back up. This time land your right leg down on the ground and lay your left leg on top. Or whichever one you haven't done. Find your fire log on this side. Inhale as you get long. Exhale, start to fold forward. See if you can breathe all the way down into your hips here. If you feel any sticky, tight, compressed, resistant places, you can imagine that your breath travels in a little line, a little tube, a little subway all the way down to that place. And when it gets there, it breathes some space, breathes a little opening into that tight spot. And then inhale, come back up. You can step your legs apart, plant your hands behind you, press down through your feet, lift up into tabletop, and then press down through your left foot, lighten up the weight in your right toes. If you come up to the ball of your foot, maybe your foot comes all the way up. Maybe it stretches out long. One breath here, press down to lift up, and then land that foot back down on the ground. You can sit back down, find your little pull through. You can grab onto your ankles or your shins. Just take a breath here. And then one more time, plant your hands behind you, press down to lift up. And then press down into your right foot this time, lighten up the weight in your left toes. Maybe your left foot comes up. Maybe it presses out long in front of you. One more breath here. And then land that foot down. Come all the way back down to the mat. Okay. Can let the soles of your feet come together. If you have blocks handy, this might be a good time to grab them. Let the soles of your feet come together, and then let your knees fall out wide in a little butterfly position, a little bound angle. Inhale here to get tall. Exhale, fold forward. And if this is uncomfortable, you can always back out to a point where you feel stretchy but comfortable. And again, you can do like I'm doing and land your blocks under your knees, or you can let them come all the way down to the ground. As you take a few breaths here, maybe return to the idea of gratitude. And see if you can think back to a time where you felt just an overwhelming sense of thankfulness. An overwhelming sense of thankfulness, of relief, of gratitude. If you can bring that feeling to mind. Maybe you're able to feel the emotions you felt at that time. Maybe you can feel sensations in your body. Just bring up a sense of overwhelming gratitude, a memory of a time you experienced that. And just let that memory, that sensation, those feelings wash through your body. You don't need to try and hold on to it or catch it. Just let it come and go. Just invite it in. And then inhale, bring your torso back up. You can use your hands to unfold your knees. And then land your left leg down on the ground again. And then slide your heel maybe in a little closer towards your glutes so the tip of your knee points out to the front of your mat. Then step your right knee across. Give a little hug with your arm. Inhale here. And then twist over to the left. A little Ardha Matsyendrasana. Again, just gentle twisting. You don't need to crank or press yourself into any particular shape. And then unwind. And then maybe pull this foot, guide this foot in with your hands. Let your knees stack on top of each other. You can walk your feet out or in. So you find a comfortable place. Maybe find a little stack of your knees. Gomukhasana. Again, inhale, get tall. Exhale, fold a little bit forward. Maybe your belly comes all the way down to your legs. Maybe you come down to your forearms. Maybe you come down to blocks. Just find a little forward fold. And again, take long breaths all the way down into the sticky spots, compressed spots, all the way down into your hips and your legs and your feet. And then inhale, come on up. You can slide your top foot gently off, and then your bottom foot, take a little pull through in the center. And then let your left leg come out long. Leave your right leg pointed up toward the sky with your foot on the ground. Inhale here. Maybe hug this knee in. Pull your toes up towards the sky. And then you can stretch your right arm beside your right knee, maybe to the inside. You can let both arms come out in front, land on the ground or land on your leg, and take a little forward fold. Keep energy up through your toes, keep a little bend in your knee. This knee starts to fall to the side. You can gently guide it back in. And then inhale, come back up. Let this knee now fall all the way out to the side. You could find a block underneath and bring your foot in to the inside of your left leg. So make a little four shape. Inhale here. And then exhale, you can fold down in the middle, in between. Keep energy pulling up through your toes. One breath here. Inhale, come back up. And then twist your belly button over to your long leg, your left leg. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, fold forward over that leg. And then inhale, come back up. You can use your hands to bend this leg back up, and then bring both legs in. We'll go to the other side. So gently lay your right leg down. Step your left leg over. You can give a little hug with your right arm. Inhale, and then gently twist open to the left. Ardha Matsyendrasana on this side. And then come back towards middle. You can lay this knee down on your bottom knee in a little stack. Crawl your feet in or out. And then inhale, get tall through your spine. Exhale, take a little fold. And again, notice the sensations that come up. Maybe breathe some space, some life, some energy, some relaxation down into any parts that feel tight, that feel compressed, that feel resistant. And just gently invite them to open. And then press down. You can lift your torso back up, come up. And then step this top leg gently off. Slide your bottom leg out from underneath you. You can take a pull through here if you like. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg out long on the mat in front of you. Bring your left leg in. Keep your foot down on the ground underneath. Then pull your right toes up to the sky. Keep a little bend in your right knee. Inhale here. You can hug the bent knee into your chest a little bit. And then lay your left arm to the inside of your left knee. Your shoulder and your knee might come together. And then extend your right arm, your fingertips out towards your foot on this side. And then gently fold down. Your hands can come down to the mat, to your leg, maybe to your foot. Inhale here, keep your spine long. Exhale, fold down. It's okay if your left sit bone comes up off the mat. If you want, you can press it back down, or you can just into this bent foot. One more breath here. And then inhale, come on up. And then let your left knee fall down towards the mat. Hug your foot into the inside of your leg. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, just fold down into the middle. Maybe your belly button is cutting the distance, the angle between your foot and your knee. Keep energy up through your toes. And then press down to lift up, come back up, twist from your center over towards your right leg. Inhale here, and then take a forward fold down the length of your extended foot, your extended leg. Inhale here, stretch your spine into a nice long shape, and then fold forward. One more breath here, and then inhale, come on up. Great. You can take a little pull through here if that's comfortable, or you can lift up your bent legs, lift up your left foot. See if you can place it in the little crease between your pelvis and your right leg. Maybe see if you can place that foot in that little crevice. Great. Inhale here, get long. Exhale, you can fold forward if that's comfortable. You could lean backwards, maybe. Or maybe find a little rocking motion between these two positions. And again, don't forget about your right toes down there. Just keep a little energy into this toe, this foot. And then inhale, come back up to a nice tall seat. And then you can use your hands to step your foot back down onto the ground, let it fall forward. You can wiggle out your knees, maybe rock them from side to side, you roll your feet around. Maybe take a little fold forward. Just wiggle it out for a minute. And then when you're ready, you can slide your right foot in. And then you use your hands to guide this foot in, let your knee fall out wide. You can place that foot just in the little crease between your leg and your hip. You can use your hands to put it there. And then inhale. You can take a little rock forwards. Maybe this is good for you. Maybe a little lean backwards. You can slide a block under your knee if that's comfortable. Or maybe take a little rock back and forth. Just try to listen to the messages your body's sending you. And then while you're here, maybe return to that idea of gratitude, the memory of gratitude, the sensations of gratitude. How does it feel when you feel so thankful? Emotionally, physically, what thoughts come to mind? And then when you're ready, you can come back up towards stillness. Use your hand, guide this foot back down on the ground. Again, take a little wiggle of your legs. Maybe bounce your knees. Roll your feet around from side to side. A little circle. You rock your legs back and forth. Great. Okay, you can bring your knees in. You can take a little pull through if that's comfortable. And then lay your right leg down. And bring your left leg in. Hug it in. Maybe hug it in close to your chest. Give it a little squeeze. And then take your hand and guide your right foot into the hip crease. Your left hip crease. Great. Reach down into the little hole between your leg. Maybe grab onto your left foot. Pull like you're threading a needle. Pull your bottom foot up through that little hole. And see if you can tuck that foot in to your other hip crease. If you like, you can put blocks underneath your knees or a blanket underneath your knees. And again, just come to a place that's comfortable. So again, maybe one side with one foot underneath. Maybe you reach through and pull that foot up. Find full lotus, Padmasana. Inhale here. Exhale, take a couple breaths. Let yourself sink in. Let your legs be heavy. Breathe into any sticky spaces. And return to that feeling of gratitude. Bring up the sensations, the feelings. Let's see if you can send some of those feelings into your body. See if you can turn a little gratitude towards your physical self. Maybe you can say a little thank you to one spot in particular, maybe your knees or your feet, your legs. Maybe you don't have an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Maybe you do, which is awesome. Maybe you just send a little thank you card, a little Hallmark version down into your whole body, or maybe you pick one place in particular that feels like it deserves a little thank you. And then when you're ready, just gently maybe slide that foot out from underneath, and then separate your feet. Come back into this wide leg position. Take a little full pull through. You little rock back and forth. And then we'll go to the other side. So start with your right leg in, pull it in. Use your hands, squeeze your left knee into your chest. Maybe give it a little hug, a little more rock around. Then use your hands, guide this foot into this little crease, this little spot here. Let this leg fall down towards the mat. You can slide a block under your knee. And then maybe you stay here. Maybe you reach through, grab your bottom foot, pull it up like you're threading a needle. Wiggle it in. And find lotus on this side. And find lotus on this side, Padmasana. Notice if this side feels different than the other side. Maybe you find blocks under your knees where you didn't before. Maybe you find a blanket under your knees or under your feet. And then just take a few breaths here. Return to your sensation of gratitude, your idea of gratitude. See if this time, if you can send it in to your heart. See if you can send a little thank you into your innermost self. Maybe it doesn't feel like it did when you sent a thank you to your body. So just notice what comes up. And again, maybe you have an overwhelming, beautiful sense of gratitude. Fill your body. And you just pour into your heart. Or maybe you got to go to the gas station and get a Hallmark card off the shelf and just put it in the mail towards your heart. Just send a thank you in to your center. And then come up, if you were folded forward, and gently slide your feet apart. Great, you can stretch them out long. Maybe roll your ankles around, wiggle your legs from side to side. Take whatever movement would feel good. And then you can bend your knees in. You hold onto your legs. Roll yourself all the way down to the ground. Great. You can leave your knees bent up towards the sky. And then lighten up the weight in your left foot. Pick your left foot up. And then extend your foot up towards the sky. So you can keep a bend in your knee. Maybe wrap your hands around the back of your leg. And just let gravity, let your leg fall in towards your chest a little bit. You can take a little roll of your ankle. You point and flex your foot. Just let gravity bring your leg millimeter by millimeter in towards your chest. And again, take some long breaths here. Maybe you breathe air all the way down your leg, all the way into your foot. And then you can land this leg back down on the ground. Pick up your right foot this time. And then stretch your foot all the way up towards the ceiling. Wrap your hands around behind. And give it a little hug in. You roll your ankle around in one direction or the other. And then let gravity just bring your leg in towards your chest a little bit more. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, you can let that leg come down to the ground. On your next inhale, lift up both feet up towards the sky. And then reach up, grab on to someplace on your legs. Find a happy baby. Maybe rock and roll from side to side. Maybe you move one leg around in a circle and then the other. Maybe you bend and extend your knees. And then you can use your hands, guide your knees in towards your chest. Take one last little squeeze. So squish everything down into a ball. Maybe roll around. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything down into the center. And then as you exhale, you can let everything come down to the mat. You can let your feet fall out wide. Your backs of your hands can come down to the ground. And you can let your eyes come closed. Your gaze can soften. We'll just take a few minutes here in Shavasana. Let's inhale one more time together. Feel your ribcage expanding up towards the sky. And then exhale. Let everything, your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your back, your hips, your legs, your feet. Your whole body become heavy on the mat. You can stay here for as long as you like. If you're ready to move on with your day, you can start to bring a little movement into your fingers and toes, into your hands and feet, maybe into your arms and legs. Maybe you reach your hands overhead and stretch your feet out. Give a big morning stretch in. And then slowly, unhurriedly, make your seat. You can find a lotus here if you like to, or you can just cross your legs in front of you. You slide your sit bones underneath your hips, underneath your spine, head on top, cherry on top. Inhale, grow long, tall up towards the sky. As you exhale, let your seat get heavy on the earth. You can keep your eyes closed here, or your gaze can be soft. And then reach one hand up in front of your heart, and then bring the other next to it. You can connect your thumbs and your pinkies, and let your fingers open out wide. Find a little lotus mudra. And you can bow your chin down towards your chest. Take a moment to thank yourself for practicing today. Maybe thank yourself for your capacity for gratitude, for finding thankfulness, and for bringing that thankfulness back to yourself. Thank you very much for practicing with me, and I hope to see you again soon.